Hey y'all, what's up? So this is another video. I thought I'd make one real quick before I go into my therapy appointment. But this video is basically just a brief history about my love life and why it just never happened for me. So today, I'm not really going to be, I guess, discuss every relationship. I'm just gonna, or what, if that's what you want to call it, you know. I basically go to, I guess, discuss the ones that affected me the most, and I feel like the only ones that are worth talking about. So I've never been in a serious relationship. I don't know if I mentioned that in my Man in the Dark documentary, but the longest relationship I had with a woman was 5 months. They were both times they were with girls. One was when I was it started when I was 10, and then we broke up that September. So I turned 11 over the summer, and then when I was 15, I met a girl online, and we had an online dating relationship. And at those ages, I really feel like you don't really know much about life or love. And so I don't really count those. And then my longest relationship with a guy, I believe was 3 months, this is when I was clean before I relapsed. This was right before COVID, but the pandemic started. And, we basically just stopped talking and seeing each other. There was just some things about him that I just didn't like. Of course at the time, I wasn't using, but he was using. I thought it was just alcohol and weed, but then when I found out that he was doing meth, that was a really big red flag, right? And I had been with other people, like I said, at this point, and I was yeah, I don't really think I need to date someone like that. And there was just other things about his life that I wasn't feeling, so I just kind of quit talking to him, and I don't think he really reached out to me after that either, because he was in the hospital. I kind of feel like that's what a douchebag move, be quit talking while he was in the hospital, but that's what happened with that. So unfortunately, I'm not a virgin. We talked about in other videos about me being molested and raped and whatnot, but I did have some long-term on and off sexual relationships with two individuals. The one I'm gonna talk about first was on and off for 10 years basically. Um, it kind of, well, not say kind of, it started before he got with the people he was dating and whatnot, right? And so, throughout that whole entire time, we were still doing our thing or whatever, I guess, but he was in these long-term relationships with these women, but we were still messing around. And so just, yes, I'll just say it, I was the mistress or mister, I guess. That ended because it got found out because I had confided in a friend of ours about the situation, because I kept trying to just be friends, and then at one point I had completely cut off communication with him. I was this isn't right, I don't want to do this no more. I'm older, I'm in recovery, this is old behaviors, right? And so they told the girlfriend or fiance or whatever, and so we basically quit hanging out, basically quit talking after that. I only have talked to him a handful of times since then, and the last time I seen him he seemed cool, but I don't know, just wouldn't necessarily say we're friends anymore, right? And then the second one was a sexual relationship that lasted on and off for 5 years. He kept telling me he didn't want me, but I was actually into this guy, right? And so, I kept putting myself in that position, and then how that situation ended, he said that we were going to stop having sex, and then I found out that he actually cheated on one of his girlfriends with me, which I didn't even know he was seeing anyone. Every time I met him, I thought he's not seeing anyone. And then I also found out that he was sleeping with my cousin. My cousin knew how I felt about him. They can lie all they want to, but I seen the text messages, right? I wasn't snooping through his phone. I actually, like I said, I was trying to text my cousin, and it just popped up, and I was oh, I don't think I was supposed to see that, right? So that's how I found that out. Um, you know, and then like I've just, I don't know what it is, y'all, but like a lot of them, like I tend to end up with like meth heads and or alcoholics. Like I don't know why that is. Like, you know, they say toxic people like attract toxic people, and I'll admit there's some toxic traits that everybody has, right, including myself, right. But like when I have got since when I think about it, and as I've gotten older, I'm like, you know, when you go out to like look for someone, you're not looking for like the toxic, you know, person in the room. You're looking for somebody you can mesh well with, somebody you're attracted to, somebody you can talk to, somebody you can be yourself around, you know. And it's just like I keep finding myself with the same person, just in a different body. And sometimes they have a different name. And so, you know, I don't know. Like I've tried it all, y'all. Like I've tried like the online dating, didn't work. I've tried, you know, the people you just randomly meet one day, didn't work. I've, you know, have met people in like 12-step meetings, didn't work. You know, I've had friends introduce me to people, didn't work. You know, there was people like you said I would go to school with, or you know, we were from the same hometown. No, didn't work. You know, and it's just like I remember this woman saying in an AA meeting that some people just aren't meant for relationships, and I feel like I'm one of those people. You know, there's just something about me that like people just don't want. Like, you know, I don't know if it's like these people I keep finding myself with, like is it commitment issues, like, or what is it, you know? And then like I see like relationships of other people, and then like, you know, y'all, it takes a lot to be in a relationship, right? It takes a lot, you know, you have to deal with a lot. And you know, just there gets a point where like, you know, as you get older and you get more wiser, you learn that like people aren't worth your time, you know, like you can't keep putting yourself in this situation, which I know that's kind of like hypocritical of me to say and whatnot, but it's true. Like, that's what I've learned as I've gotten older. And had I would have just learned this like years ago instead of just recently figuring this out, you know, I would have known better, and I wouldn't have put myself, you know, around these people. I would have learned earlier just to walk away. And even like when I would quit talking to people and like, you know, I try again, like, you know, like we're older or we're like maybe like a different space, like, you know, it still doesn't work. You know, and just like I said, there's just something about me that people don't want. And I feel like part of it has to do with like, you know, people aren't necessarily comfortable with their sexuality, or maybe they feel like they've outgrown being with like the same sex, or like, you know, I'm a dark-skinned black man, you know, like I'm getting older, like I don't have like, you know, a bunch of money, you know. So I mean, there's just like I said, so many like reasons and things that like I said, I can look back now and like make a list or whatever of like why things didn't work out. But I mean, it is what it is, you know. And just people are just superficial these days. Like I feel like, you know, even like simply getting on like a dating website or a hookup app, you know, one of the first things people want to talk about is like sex. And so like, and I've noticed this even with women that I talked to when I was dating girls. Like if I say like, you know, well, I want to wait till like I want to have sex, you know what I'm saying? Or like even if it's like marriage, like I want to wait till I'm married, or at least wait like a few months or whatever, like try to get to know them, go on a couple of dates, you know. People who don't want to do that, like, you know, they want to straight jump into that conversation. And it's just like, you know, I've learned that I'm more than just like a sex object. You know, I have feelings, you know, I have a lot more to offer than just, you know, sexual favors, right? And you know, it's sad to say that, y'all, but I said I had to mention that because, you know, it's like, what? You know, and it's like someone explained to me, like that's older, you know, typically how it worked, like in the old days, from what this older person told me, is like first you meet someone, you know, then, you know, y'all talk about, you know, getting to know each other, then go on a date, you know, the bedroom stuff, like that's like later on down the road, supposed to be anyways. But like, I don't know what it is about like the world today, but like people just act like, you know, that is, you know, a requirement, like automatically, like, you know, we have to be having sex when I'm ready, not when you're ready. Like you have to be like first time it's ready to go. And it's just like, that's not fair, you know. And so I don't know, it's just stupid stuff, you know. And I hate that that's what our world is become, but it's true. And like, you know, as a guy, you know, like even like I said, a girl has told me that. So it's just like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, and just right now I'm 31, have no kids, never been married. I guess you could say in a way I've been engaged before. Like I said, I really don't even count that stuff now. But it is what it is. And I can't change my morals or my values for someone else. Ooh, snap. Can they hear me? Can they hear me? Oh, okay. um, you know, uh, so anywho, sorry y'all. Um, I am just trying to be a better me right now in life. I'm trying to focus on myself. If I'm never in a relationship again, that's fine. If I never have like any kind of sexual activity, that's fine. You know, um, I'm just, like I said, focusing on me and learning to love myself and be okay with myself. And there's just so many things in my life I gotta figure out right now. And if I was to get in a relationship, like I would want that person to like be willing to work with me, take those baby steps with me. But like I said, like it's just like the dating world has gotten so superficial. It's like, this, like all these like requirements automatically accepted by like me. And then like if I listed mine or, talk about, well, these are the boundaries that I want to set in place, then it's like a problem. And then like I feel like in the past I have like lowered my standards or like let people cross over like my personal boundaries, and it's effed me over in the long run. I don't want to do that no more, like in every relationship I have, not just romantic ones, right? um but like I said, it is what it is. If it's meant to happen one day, sure. But right now, like I said, I'm not like, I don't even like want to have like a one night fling or anything like that. I honestly am just wanting to learn to be okay with myself, and whatever, whoever, comes into my life, they have to respect my boundaries just like, they would want me to respect theirs. And this day and age, it's just so hard. Like people get so offended by like everything. So like here recently, like I was in a situation where like I just didn't even want to talk. Like I was like, whenever I opened up my mouth about how I feel or what's going on with me, someone always tries to devalue it, like tries to, how I feel like is like trying to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal or I have a part in it. And it's just like, what you're saying, and when I describe it to someone else, it makes no sense. So, I have to learn to, I have a voice and I have a right to talk, but like I also need to learn that like when something's toxic, and I've been learning this like as I've gotten older, is like I need to walk away. If that person is not going to see my point of view just like they're expecting me to see theirs, then it's over. It's done. There's nothing else to talk about. Like I'm not going to like compromise my beliefs, or like if I feel like there's a situation where I'm not comfortable in, I have every right to, say something about it or remove myself. And, that's just what I've had to learn to do, and, just, and I mean, I say like typically like things like I'm looking for in my ideal like person, I guess you could say, like if like I was to be in another relationship. But like I said, it's just really hard now because like I said, I'm just the last, basically just all of them. Like when I look back, I just be like, I had no business being involved with you, even if it was just like I said, I've never been in a serious relationship, so I see like all my actual like boyfriend girlfriends, those are temporary sex relationships. All of it, I just wish it just never happened, But I mean, that's just my life. It is what it is. What happened, and all I can do is learn from it, you know. So yeah, I don't know when I'll ever be willing to date again. Right now, I'm not. Like literally, like if someone came up to me and said, "I want to take you on a date," I was like, "What's the catch?" Like, what I'm saying? What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'd have to like go through that whole talk of like, well, this isn't happening like off the bat. It's just letting you know. I'm not dating any more addicts or alcoholics. I don't care if they're in recovery or not. If I go on a date and someone gets like wine or also smoking weed, that's like a red flag, right? Because like I said, they typically just find me. I don't go out looking for them. They just find me. And so, yeah, y'all, it's just so hard. Like, and you don't think like racism and colorism exist in the gay community, but guess what? It does. Like, people have said some effed up things to me, like on Grindr and these other hookup apps or the dating apps. Like, you know, like I say, it's so superficial. Like, you know, because like I'm not like some hot, young, light skinned, you know, guy or whatever, like people are looking for typically, like, you know, that automatically cuts out a lot of people that would be interested. And so it's just like, it's learning about getting comfortable in my own skin. Not about anybody else's, about me. Let me see what time it is, guys. Okay, yeah. It's about time for my therapist to come get me, guys. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Love yourself before you love anyone else. Because if you don't love yourself, how the heck can you learn? Sorry, not learn. If you don't love yourself, how the heck can you love someone else? Learn to find the value in morals and respect and the love within yourself before you try to do that with someone else. Because at the end of the day, y'all, we respect ourselves and love ourselves more than anyone else will. You better tell somebody. So, that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, guys. God bless.